Comment says, I need to know more about this fawn response. I feel like it describes my dog. She seems very friendly to meet people, but as soon as they actually give her attention, she seems stressed. And then the commenter goes on to describe several stress signals in their dog, things like whale eye. So the fawn response is kind of like people pleasing in humans. If someone is mugging you and you go, yeah, you know what? Here, actually, take my watch too. Can I walk you to the ATM? That's a bit of an extreme example, of course, but it's that don't eat me, I'm not a threat. Fawn, Bambi. In a fawn response, dogs will often make themselves small. They might kind of curl forward, slink low to the ground, roll on their side with one arm up, which unfortunately looks like they're asking for a belly rub, but they are not. They are saying, I'm not a threat, please give me space. They might even insist on being touched and petted. But if we can recognize this as a stress response, we can treat it the same way we would treat a more obvious to us stress response of like fight, by creating space and supporting the dog in truly feeling safer. Besides body language and behavior, you're going to notice some other signs that the dog is in fawn. So you'll see those physiological signs of stress, and you'll see those shifts in body language. So you might see long lips, wrinkles here, panting from an elevated heart rate or a tense mouth, tight muscles, tension in the body, uneven weight distribution, excessive shedding or dander. But you're also going to notice that they are probably not taking food, or maybe only taking really high value food. You might see that they are struggling to process information, so not responding to known cues quite as well. And you'll notice a distinct difference when you move the dog away, when you give them space and readjust the situation. You'll notice that shift as they feel safer. I often see a fawn response when dogs are conflicted. So, in this case, perhaps I'm interested in people. I'd like to come closer and get more information, but oh my God, now they're giving me eye contact and touching me, and I hate that. I just wanted to get more information. I didn't want to engage. Sometimes we see fidget and fawn together. So this dog might also be really fast, frantic in their movements. There might be jumping and licking involved. And we can take that space and notice that shift in the dog's body language and behavior as they feel safer. Fidget and fawn are the two that I tend to see when there is conflict. It is also important to note that sometimes dogs will move forward even if they're uncomfortable. So they might not look okay. They might not look friendly. They might look stressed once we know how to identify that, and they're coming in to get closer, but then the person moves suddenly, or they make eye contact, or they talk to them, or something like that happens. They go to pet them, and the dog goes, I wasn't expecting that, and then they potentially bite, and that is one place where we can see bites happen out of nowhere. So just because a dog is moving closer does not mean that they are curious, safe, comfortable, and that we should allow that to happen. It's also important to know that just because a dog approaches doesn't mean they want to engage. And so figuring out what is going on with the individual dog can really help us to create a scenario where they can be successful.